very important thing first, and that is with the scales. Gotta wait. I have to wait to send you the next one because one of the videos contains an error. So instead of telling you which one it is, I want you to find it. I want you to go back, watch the performance, figure out where did the mistake happen, and redo that section. Send me a video of that as soon as you can. Once you do that, then I'll send over the next one. But let's see if you can figure out where the mistake happened, because if you can find it yourself, you'll know it better. Alright, so let's demonstrate the new tapping and then go over the theory, because there is some stuff to look at. And then when the theory, once you get things updated, send it over as soon as you can, and I'll send over more stuff. Unless, yeah, we'll send it over as soon as you can for sure. But if you haven't played through everything, you want to make sure you can play through everything at 100%. And some of the chords you put in makes me wonder if you did play some of the chords. Anyway, a bit of foreshadowing there, I suppose. So here we go with the next tapping thing. We're going to be going up and down a bit. So up and back down. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. $180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrong change. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So, time to take some notes here. Let's look at what you sent. So, things to point out. Alright, so this chord right here, question is, how are you holding that? So here, we just went with this chord because it's possible and it's just a way of using more strings here. I mean, we could do that on a regular 6-string, but, you know, figured might as well just do that. So if there was confusion because I didn't specify what to do at the end there, well, that's definitely my fault. Sorry about that. But the idea was not to always have a new bass note at the end of the chord there. So maybe that's what you thought. So, but even still, like when you do these chords, all the arpeggios, all the chords, very rare are we going to have an exception to this rule. If you can't play it, don't put it in. Now, some very stretchy chords, like suspended flat seconds and, you know, things like that, really oddball intervals being held down. There's some stuff we'll get to where I'm going to say, like, look, if you can't hold that stretch, that's fine on that one. But basically, I'll point it out when it's okay to put something in that you can't necessarily truly hold. And I'll explain the workaround with that once we get to it. But unless I point it out as an exception, always remember, if you can't play the chord, don't put it in. So, if you are actually able to hold that, whoops, you don't even see what the hell I'm pointing at. There we go. If If you can actually hold that, leave it in. Leave it be. But if you can't, you got to change it and just put it in as a regular chord. Let's see. Was that one? Yeah, let's see. You put in one. Yeah. So, again, with this one, I should have put this note. I thought I did. Oh, I did underneath it. Yeah. So this B diminished over F, again, like you didn't have to do that. If anything, if you're going to use a B diminished, you want to get more notes in there. Would have done it like that. Like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. That'd be a great way to do it. Or am I missing a note in here? I think I am. I'm missing. Ooh, yeah, that wouldn't work. Unless you mute the E string here with like your index finger, that could work. You could have done like the B diminished 0, 1, 2, 0, and then you can't. I guess you could do it like this as well, like 0, 1, 2, 0, 4, 0. That would be an acceptable big old fat deep B diminished. Anyway, so yeah, now that I'm looking through it again, I think my fault. You misunderstood something here, but still, like if you can't play the chord, don't put it in. Yeah, don't. Yeah, there we go. If you can't play that chord, don't put it in. So here is also the first instance. Let me scroll this up. First instance of trying something different. So this was fine where it's at. I just want to see how you would do it starting an octave higher. So something like this, like when we do these chords here, that's something I kept in mind when I wrote out those examples using these arpeggios, was if I couldn't play the triad chord from the starting point of, say, like this, you know, basically start the B diminished starting on that second fret, well, I would have to start at an octave higher. So technically, when you come across something like this, like where you have to start way up here for like that first chord, start the arpeggios up there too. So let's just have you change. I mean, this was good right there, so I'll leave that for example. But let's have you move things up so it starts on the 14th fret of the A string, just like you did that B diminished. So yeah, start the arpeggio progressions up here on the 14th fret. Let's see. Same idea here. Let's have you move this up higher so you're starting on the 12th fret of the D string. So this way, when you finish the arpeggios, you are starting the chord in the same location. So for the D minor that you originally had, I put in something else just to show you what could be done. So you had the D minor over A, but this is what I put in. And you can use your thumb for it. You can use like your ring finger here. I like using the thumb. So, whoops, let's get that in frame here. So basically your thumb goes over the top, and you're going to mute the E string with your thumb. And you could like use your ring finger instead. I do find it easier, just grab a D minor, put the thumb over the top, barely touch that low E string. It's a nice, good, deep sounding D minor chord that we can use on the 6th or 7th string there. So just wanted you to know of that. Let's see, next thing. So here is a part or an example where I want you to play the F major the other way. So start it in the same place, but try it to where you play the first interval or root note by itself, have the 3rd and 5th interval on the same string, And then go between the two. Go between this and then go between the new way where you're going to have, again, the root note by itself. And let's see if you prefer the other way better. To me, it feels easier to do, but let's see what you think. And because I just want to make sure you take into consideration all that stuff. Let's see next. This is going to be a similar instance. So like down here, I want you to try this G major the other way. So instead of having the root note by itself, let's have the fifth interval by itself. So you're going to have the third, or the first and third on the same string there. And then try it the current way, and then the new way, and see what feels easiest overall. And then once you get the updates put in, just send it on over. No need to wait until next week. Oh, right here. I think I screwed up and put in the wrong chord. So just when you play through this here, that's what it should have been. You labeled the thing correct, but I don't know what happened. The notes were quite very, very wrong. It was like all the way up to, yeah, they like had 7, 8. It was like 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. That is not correct. Yeah, it should have been what it is right now. Because the idea is you play this arpeggio up here. Where the arpeggio starts, and now you got that chord surrounding it. And then, yeah, that's a perfectly fine way of doing it. If you can get your thumb over there, that's a pain in the butt. It kind of hurts. But yeah, you could play the low C with your thumb over the top of the guitar like that too. So that's it for my notes on that. Yeah, again, just send it over as soon as you can. No need to wait until next week. And then, yeah, the scale stuff, figure out where the mistake was, send over the correction, and I'll send over the next scale stuff to start working on. I think that about covers it all. Yeah, and with those chords, remember, if you can't play it, don't put it in. It's fine, like it looks fine on paper, but we're not just doing it on paper. It's got to be playable too. Let's see. So yeah, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to do any inversions or like notes, like new bass notes. So just a reminder, I only went with that just to show like, hey, that's a thing we could do. Let's do really big chords and take advantage of our 7th string. So if you want to just stick with the regular chords, just simple shapes, that's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. Perfectly fine. All right, anyway, questions, let me know. I will see you again next week.